Welcome back to Witness. The bright lights of Las Vegas hide some very dark secrets, including the thousands of homeless people hidden away from the glitz of the casinos. The storm drains and tunnels directly under the casinos are home to hundreds of people who, despite the damp and dangers, are determined to make some kind of home.
I'm a wedding photographer. That's what I did for a living. And I want to go back to work. I want to get away from here. If my family knew how I was living, they would have a fit. Young lady I let stay in my apartment. Stole basically everything I had. $2,000 worth of camera equipment. Didn't have any money, and I couldn't afford a hotel room, and actually I paid a guy $10 to stay. Started gathering material and items to sleep on, and just became home. Tried to make it as comfortable as possible. I made it too comfortable because it's kind of hard to leave now. It's almost like it's acceptable, but it's not. Good. Good girl. Yeah.
You know he's calling an ambulance.
Michael's neighbour Connie has badly burnt her shoulder, and Matthew has called the ambulance. But Connie is afraid that if the paramedics come down here, then the police will follow and move them on.
Go stop him, Iron, because it's going to cause a lot of ruckus down here.
Oh, God.
It's not that bad.
Mike,
What?
come here.
I've already seen it.
Then get her ass up there.
She has to make that decision. It's not...
Decision's made. Just like I made it for you.
No, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
And her face is not that bad.
How you doing,
Not
honey?
that bad.
Not at all.
Shut up!
Connie refuses to see the paramedics, and the ambulance is sent away.
The occupants of the tunnels are the individuals that have been successful at the homeless level. They've become very good at being homeless. And it's almost like private communes down there of folks that have been homeless together for a long time, have some sort of trust in each other. There is safety in numbers.
It's just a steel pipe. And I got my little handmade toys.
Kind of old-fashioned.
Yeah. That's braided 10-gauge wire. Not that I've ever needed it, just makes me feel better. You know? And if I roll over and there's somebody standing there, believe that I will swing this at them. That's my ex-wife. The boy on the left is my son, and the boy on the right is my stepson. We were real close. He didn't even know I wasn't his dad until we got divorced, and then the first thing my wife did is tell him that we weren't. I wasn't his father, wouldn't let me see him. When I was in prison, I couldn't talk to him the whole time because there wasn't no way to call him. But I wrote him every week, so. Matter of fact, one of them white things is full of nothing but letters that I got back from him. Oh, that's the toughest thing I've had in years and years and years. I destroyed it myself, though, so there's not a lot I can do about it. I mean, just try to keep working on it. But until I can get myself back on my feet, it's not that bad. It ain't great life, but it's not the worst I've ever seen either. I'd rather be in here than sleeping out there in the weather.
you came from sometimes to me must have been really bad if this seems like a better life to you. And I think some people get down so far that it looks like up to them, and they no longer consider themselves part of society.
Most of the homeless who don't live in the tunnels queue daily for the shelters or live in tents on the streets.
You're traveling in what's called the Corridor of Hope. This is the homeless corridor. I don't think there's a tree in a field in the city of Las Vegas that doesn't have someone living underneath it.
It's nice to think that you help somebody, but you're also telling somebody, hey, this is as good as it gets. Giving you a tent and a blanket and a sandwich and I'll see you. They're still homeless. That person's probably thinking, you know, I'm home. Now I've got a tent, so kind of finalized it.
If an individual wanted to exit homelessness and had the motivation to do so, he could successfully do that with the amount of programs that are available here.
Around 25% of the homeless are war veterans. The rest either have mental health problems, drugs, alcohol or gambling addictions, or simply lost their way after a crisis.
We know that we're not going to have success with somebody immediately putting the needle, the pipe, or the beer can down. We know our clients are going to fail. We are just there for them when they do fail and offer additional services and resources.
It's a hard fight. Hard fight. I mean, I lost my dad in 1986, and that was hard. That's all I ever had in my life, and this is harder than that. You know, we don't care about ourselves like we should. I'm having a hard time. I'm trying to learn who I am and what I am, and then I'm worth something. It's kind of hard, though. My stress levels, I have none. I have no anger problems or nothing, as long as I stay clean. But staying clean is a battle. It's the hardest battle I've ever had to fight. Once you're down and out, society will beat you down even farther.
The systems that, you know, are set to try to assist people are much more dysfunctional than the people they're trying to assist.
He's lived in this little pipe here for 5 years. There'll be floodwaters flowing down through here and coming up just to the rim of his pipe. They'll be stuck in there for 2 or 3 days.
You have to offer them hope more than once. If they take it, okay. If they don't, doesn't mean you have to hate them. Doesn't mean you have to quit, you know, but it just means that they're not ready.
I hate asking for money. I hate asking for things. You know what I mean? It bothers me terrible because I know I'm capable of making a living and stuff. And I will do it again, but it's what do you do when you get into this position? This ain't right. I tell all of them, this ain't right. You're down in a tunnel. You're living in a wash. It ain't all right.
It ain't right, indeed. A moving reflection on homelessness. Thank you for watching and join me next time for Witness.